Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two. I love that you joined us. There's work to be done for some of us, and I'm working with Ammon today, and I love that you're here to experience Ammon. He's awesome. This is powerful, and welcome to the work. Welcome to self-inquiry. Let's move into part two. So let's look at 5. People refer to it as sleepness, the ego. When we wake up, we're actually in the trance. We've been spared with our sleep. So the body gets some little break from it. What we were thinking and believing the day before. And we wake up and the body's rested, but the ego's on fire. It begins with I am, and it just balloons out, which is not wrong, but we try to ignore it, that doesn't work. We try to medicate it down, that doesn't work. We try to argue it down, we try to defend it. Just ego doesn't sleep. It just, to keep the body alive, it lets it rest so it can own it the next when it thinks it's had enough. And if it needs to wake us up periodically in the night, where's the problem other than what we're thinking and believing?
Yeah.
Let's look at 5. In that situation, she is
arrogant, superior, stuck up, cruel, not compassionate. Yeah, I mean, everything that I was.
I am who I believe you to be in the moment I believe you to be that.
Yeah. I'm just really seeing how it destroyed the whole relationship.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
Never too late. You can call her back and say, oh my goodness, I'm amazed that you're still talking to me. And that experience where I didn't, I attacked you and I was late. And, I feel, if you look at number 4, I feel remorse.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize for that. I realized that I was out of line. You see, all the language in a conversation with her to clean up your life. It's all there in one. What do I want? I want me to forgive me and to love her and to apologize for her. That's number 2. All the directions are brilliantly there. Once you understand the ego, you end the war with the ego, and you understand the way we're witnessing you now with that open mind and heart of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And the ego can rest when you're not at war. It can rest in your heart. It's only looking for a home. It's at war with the heart being a symbol for loving, caring, understanding, God consciousness, sanity. For me to be happy, I need to forgive me and her, and to love me, and to love her, and to apologize for my part in that, for my inability to listen, and that let her know you're working on it.
Yeah.
And that you were grateful after that she would even stay the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this wasn't the only time I did something like this, so.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just live your turnarounds and love the one you're with. And that's always yourself. And when you can love yourself, you understand the rest of us. How we can be cruel and mean, those are your teachers. People who don't understand you, the people that don't want to, anyone in the world that would hurt me is my teacher. Because if I believed what they believed, I'd have to be the same. I'd have to do the same. Ego is not a thing, it's a trance. And you're showing us that clearly.
Yeah.
Those images running in your head when you were believing, for example, I need her to feel remorse. And she's telling truths. And you go to war because you're believing, to be happy, I need her to feel remorse and apologize to me. And people do or they don't, they will or they won't. But what am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I?
Yeah.
Because I can't change what I'm not aware of.
No.
My ego's, I'm identified with a survival mechanism that doesn't exist. Meaning, ego is a state of mind, those images in your head of past, future. That's not her. That's not you. That is like this movie going that we trance into. Okay, honey, let's look at 6.
I don't ever want her to humiliate me again. I don't ever want to feel inferior again.
She humiliated you, is it true?
No.
Turned around,
I humiliated me.
So just be with that. I humiliated myself. I humiliated me.
Yeah, I kept trying to get out of it. Just,
Yeah. The ego doesn't like being caught, doesn't like being seen. And she saw you. And
and I reverted back to this little pesky kid. I don't know. I was just trying to get out of squirming out of it all.
yeah, whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been your practice. And notice how innocent you are. You can't, any of you, can you stop thinking what you're thinking in the moment you're thinking it? Can you stop believing what you're believing when you're believing it? And the ego's terrified of this. It loses its identity, literally loses its body, its home. It's terrified. It's what you're up against. I'm sitting here talking to you, I think. But I can say, I'm sitting here with you, I thought. And we can move any of this to paper and question it and wake up. And we don't have to change it. We're just waking up to it. Not trying to kill the ego. We're understanding the ego. That's the end of war. To understand the ego is to take full responsibility for the language of the heart. And as your questions and turn it around, that's the language of the heart in action. It's powerful. It's the opposite of separate. It is joining. And it's never too late to do the work, and to start over. Because as love would have it, people keep coming into our life, the same people, friend, enemy, the ego names them, relationship. So number 6, the way we turn around number 6, those of you new to the work, is a little different. I don't ever want her to humiliate me again. I don't ever want to feel inferior again. So turned around, I am willing to
be humiliated again. I'm willing to feel inferior again.
And I look forward
to being humiliated again, and I look forward to feeling inferior.
Yeah. Should that happen again, good news is you know how to deal with it. You can identify what you were thinking and believing in that situation and question it just as you have done here. That's it, that's all. And if you find you slip again, it's another worksheet here on Earth School. We're waking up to reality. We've been given a flawless life. Other than what we're thinking and believing about our life, we can see that.
Yeah.
We can see that. Confusion's the only suffering we experience in this world. And confusion is anything that distances you away from your heart, the heart and mind in agreement. The heart and mind is one. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Actually, Ammon. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen, thank you for your courage.
Thank you so much. This really helped me.
Your open mind is just stunning sitting here with you. That I didn't experience any justification, defense, and just your open mind, just anchored in that situation, noticing, expressing it with as much integrity as I've ever seen.
So, yeah, this situation has caused me so much angst for like almost 2 years, and I could never see until I did this what I did.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, your part is because of you suffering, not hers. No one can hurt me. That's my job. What I'm thinking and believing about that human being, that's what hurts me. And you show us that so clearly. So I'd love community to hear what you became aware of or what you appreciated about this work. And Ammon, Mary, your takeaway.
Hi.
Hi.
There was so much in this work, and I just want to thank you so much for it. 2 takeaways. Uh, Eamon, when you said I was angry at her even before this started, I realized how much of the time I have been doing that to my husband. I think it's about that situation. And I realized, oh no, it's like I set a mousetrap for him.
Oh.
The day before. And then also your incredible invitation, Katie. Who would you be without defense? Just be the listener. I realized for the first time, well, I'm going to try it today. And that being the listener, I think I've shortchanged my ego has helped me shortchange what the idea of listening is. I thought listening meant I listen, and then at the end I say, you're right or I'm right. And now I'm realizing, listener, who knows what'll happen at the end of the sentence? It might just be, you've given me a lot to think about. So thank you so much. The more I do the work, the deeper I'm able to hear what you say. You've said the ego is a terrified child, and I've heard it, but I heard it more deeply today. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. And thank you for hanging in. You know, these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this time together. Your responses just encourage me just to keep showing up and keep showing up. And you giving us who knows, what you giving us. Anything you see as valuable here, it's you giving the world a living awareness of how to be a listener and how to respond and how to stay connected no matter what the offense the other has whatever they have said or done that you're opposed to. It doesn't make it right what they've said or done. That's not what this is about. It's about understanding. And in Ammon's work, did he say or do anything that you haven't thought, said, or done yourself in relationship?
Nope.
There really are no new stressful thoughts. They're just recycled in every language, just recycled.
And yesterday you said there isn't a worksheet anyone's ever done with you that you don't understand. And
that doesn't grow me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart hears you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're all in this together. No teacher here. If I do the work with you, it grows me.
Mm.
Yeah. Mellow. Oh, Mellow. Hi, honey.
Hi,
So good to
Katie.
see you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. Yeah. So what I was really feeling from hearing the work today and Marie just before as well was also when you said, what if you just listened, which I try to do and I can never do it for very long. And last night,
With open mind, that's the key.
yeah, yes, yeah, not waiting for to come in. And last night, my partner interrupted me as I was very excitedly sharing something with him, and I became so angry. I was really like attacking him and repeating myself and saying, no, I was speaking. And then he was like, I feel very strongly to say this. And I was like, well, I'll listen, but I'm not open. And I listened in so much anger and it was tiring me out. I was like, I started to lie down on the sofa, like whatever. And then I started to tell him how angry I was about it. And he was just listening.
Yeah.
And after a while, I went so high, like it was like you talked about the fire of the ego as well, like, and I was saying things more and more exaggerated. I was like, and I'm sitting in my effing home, not able to have a voice. I have no voice. You spoke over me. You were, and then eventually he repeated a few things, and then eventually I was just like lay there, and I was like, it's gone. I don't know what that was. I can't feel it anymore. It's gone. And then he just stood up to give me an embrace. And then as he did that, like I felt very childlike and young. And I was like, I just wanted you to be proud of me. I was just waiting to make, to like score a point and then make you proud of what I was saying. And I was so angry that got interrupted. So yeah, that's, that's what it came, the power of the language of the heart, as you said, that he was just listening. And then I could start to hear it. And then it just, something of the fire, I don't know, it just burnt out. It just burned out. I couldn't find it. Thank you.
Yeah. He mirrored in you the way.
Yeah. And I had such resistance because he's often he's almost probably always the teacher for me. And I'm like, it's my turn to not be the student. I can't do this again. He can't be right again, and he's, again,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The argument for right. Oh my gosh. Oh, sweetie, you described it so well, so funny. I really related to it, and what you share is so powerful, and we can laugh at it at this point, and there are none of us that haven't experienced that I've yet.
It's excruciating though in the moment. It's so real. It's not, doesn't feel like a trance. It feels clear, and like, you're a man who's just violating me, and I've had that in my life. And then when it's gone, it's like a dream just passed. It's like, what was that? You know, how what he was reminding me of was of breath and of mantra. That's what he wanted to remind me of before I continued my story.
Of a what?
Breath, breathing, and mantra. That one can use breath and mantra, because I was telling him about when I was listening to someone else and how I was giving her advice, and he was trying to say, just remember the breath, remember the mantra that you can use. And I was like, how dare you remind me of this? That's not the point. And I was like, I'm sure it's amazing and wise what you're telling me, but not now. I can't hear it now. And I knew I would love it in retrospect. Something in me knew that I would love it in retrospect.
Yeah. Oh, honey, thank you. Thank you for sharing. You are so us.
Thank you.
States of mind. Jennifer.
Hi. This is the first time I've joined, and actually just learned about you a couple of days ago, and then I've been sinking in. I didn't get to print the worksheet. My first thought is, and I don't know if this is allowed to ask, but to Ammon, are you going to apologize to her, or is that something that you can do without actually having to physically or verbally say that to her?
Well,
And
he verbally, let's say, attacked. So if I verbally attack someone, then when I apologize, etc., I would do that verbally.
okay, and then
I would always do it verbally if I have that option. If that person's still speaking to me. And if the person has died in the meantime, it's never too late. I make it right with other people in my life, the very thing that I was wrong in with that person deceased.
so that's kind of where I'm at. My father died, and so I'm angry about a lot of things, and he didn't tell us as a family that he had kidney disease, and so
Oh.
I'm very angry. And I, listening to this process,
If you understood if you understood he was trying to protect you, that he was living an act of kindness. If you notice how you react when you think the thought he didn't tell us.
I'm trying to. I think there's just a lot of like, I guess I
No,
have a lot of work to do to start the work,
you can
but
still experience
I can still do it, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, he's not
but it's
physically with me.
never too late. People don't die. They live in our heads, dead or alive. What we're thinking and believing about them. So, honey, if you need a little help, we have people that on the helpline or in the thread that you have now running. You could ask someone to help you fill in a worksheet and where to find them. They're always free on thework.com.
Yeah, I got him. I downloaded your app and everything. I mean, I moved
Boy,
once
you
I
have
found you.
taken some steps. Oh, that excites me. And welcome to yourself. Welcome to the work.
Thank you.
And thank you for popping in.
Yeah, it was amazing. I appreciate it. Very good. Thank you.
You. Bill.
Katie, I just had this insight last night that I wanted to share, and it's connected to Ammon, and it's specifically about just listening. And the insight comes from every night we watch this tremendous family drama, Downton Abbey. I don't know if you've ever seen that before.
Yes.
And I'm so struck by the interplay and how accurate it is. And when I woke up in the middle of the night and I was thinking about my own personal drama, I realized that my mind gives me a script with stage directions and dialogue. I'm going to say this. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm a character in my drama. And it was just astonishing to see that. And the antidote seems to be just listening. I don't pick up the script. I don't follow the
Because
directions.
it goes on with or without. And then the audio is the ego. And it takes credit for what you said, what you did, without saying, I'm right. But it does say, I'm right. It convinces us other people are wrong, I'm right. And
Just running this little play, this little
yeah,
drama,
yeah, good old Earth School. I went to bed last night. Where's my proof? In my head. I can go in and look at the bed. I have the pattern of making my bed up as soon as I get out of it. And I can recall it going to bed last night and getting up this morning, but that's a state of mind. And so I don't have to worry about making up my bed. In my mind's eye, I see it's made up. I didn't leave it unmade. It's a state of mind. I mean, just as you're describing. And who would I be without the thought in this moment now? I'm good, whether the bed is made up or not. In this moment now, this given, I'm okay. And I don't have to ever make my bed. I just noticed that I did this morning. And it became the work on, living these turnarounds, working it first and then living the turnarounds. Making in my bed, I'm not even the doer. I'm just witnessing it the way you were just describing to us as I was sitting in your words. But I'm not the doer, I'm just witnessing hands, the sheets, the pillow, but I can tell you, I made up my bed this morning, but that's a state of mind right now. And if I believe it, then I feel so good about it. And I can go in and see that I was wrong. I didn't make it up. And, and on and on and on and on throughout the day until we finally pass out at night not from the hard labor we do necessarily, but from what we're thinking and believing and the emotions that it conjures up. And sitting in Ammon's work, notice when we're thinking and believing those thoughts, on the energy that guilt costs, and regret, and shoulda, coulda, woulda, if only. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That noticing. It's the gift of life. Noticing the gift of life. Kristen.
Hi, Byron Katie.
Hi, Kristen.
Nice to see you again. I was there for the New Year's cleanse.
Oh, I love that so much. Those of you that attended, oh, thank you for that. It was just a priceless experience for me, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, honey. Thank you for
Yeah,
showing.
for me too. Yeah. What I realized, or it felt more like a remembering or a reminder with Ammon's work, was that, well, it came up for me because about 4 or 5 years ago, I did a worksheet with you about my partner, and it was very similar. And when I was going into that work with you on one of these Zoom calls, I was really sure that you would just agree with me that my partner did something wrong. And because it just felt like there was no other way to see it. But I went through that worksheet and it was hard. And I think I kind of argued with you a little bit on some of the things. And but it changed everything for me. And what came up for me today in Ammon's work was that in any situation that feels like a conflict or feels like somebody else is wrong, no matter what, I can look inward. It doesn't matter what it is. The path inward feels the most empowering, no matter what. Even if every proof in the world would say the other person jacked up or whatever, it feels so. The word empowering is what's alive for me to know that.
Yeah, the absence of war is empowering. We see so clearly, and we leave like no footprints behind us. No one left behind that we're at war with. And oh, good, he did it wrong. Dun, dun, dun. Why do I say, oh, good? Because it's an unfinished worksheet. Yeah, so good the cause of suffering shows up, we can deal with it. And good that it does not show up. It gives us a break. Either way, we make our own break or life gives us a break and we're awake to it. But in my life, life itself is the break. It's just the only thing, the only thing the only thing out of order in this world is what I'm thinking and believing about this world and the people in it. Yeah, so honey, I love you came to the event and I love that you brought that to my mind again. I loved it so much. I'm so
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you.
And thank you for the work you did at the event. Yeah. Okay, Lisa.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Byron Katie. So when Ammon spoke, like he said something that he already made up his defense before something even escalates. I realized like how often I do that with my girlfriend and like how when I was, like fresh in love, everything was wonderful, like that little bubble. And when that bubble wasn't there anymore, I was not like seeing us as a team anymore. I was not seeing us as like a unit that could solve problems. And like it just developed into this view where I'm pinning her and me against each other and where we are always fighting. So I'm like, yeah, it's no wonder we fight a lot because I don't really give her a chance not to.
Oh, honey, I love you tuned in today on I think you're really onto something beautiful. And if like Stephen, my husband, he can say what he says and believe what he believes. And if it conflicts with something that I want or need or believe I am, like he should or shouldn't, then I am separating us. And it doesn't mean he's right. It doesn't mean that it's no cause for me to go to war. Because in that, I miss everything we learned today from Ammon.
Yeah. I'm never not at war. So like, how could I not create those situations?
Very good. Very, yeah. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. What you say is so powerful. All of you, you're so, those of you new to the work, don't hesitate to raise your hand. In this community, we're open to everything. Amon's work, Shani.
Hi, Byron, Katie. Hi, I was just at your cleanse.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you again then.
Yes, thank you. And the work has been working in me ever since, because you helped me see that I could love my father and I could see him in a different way. And it's opened me up now to other relationships that have suffered over the years because of my own reactions to life. And I was doing my work alongside Ammon regarding my sister, who has chosen not to speak to me for the last 12 years. And it's been so painful for me to even remotely accept or understand that this is her position. And for the first time today, I had the courage to look more inward and see that I could really start tackling my stressful thoughts surrounding the breakup versus how she really feels about me, and get in touch with those emotions, because I didn't want to look before, but it feels really good to look. And it's not only given me a better understanding of that relationship, but it's allowed me to accept it the way it is and be more open to what could possibly happen in the future, because I don't know. And as it stands right now, she's asked me to never speak to her again. So I really, really want to respect her.
Yeah. So a text or an email isn't speaking.
Right. And I have done that. I have sent her apologies, but I don't know if they were really sincere at the time.
So
now I might do it
now
again.
you're on the same page as your sister, because until they're authentic for you, you're really, really, yeah, look at them again. And Amon's work, really, really showed us. And we're going to send the work we did today, we're going to send it to all of you so that you can look to it again. And it's such an example of how to wake up from the dream and get in touch with yourself and know yourself. And those people that don't speak to us, they know us better than we do. They know pieces of us better than we're more aware of. So we can judge them and question it and turn it around and think, oh, for example, hypothetically, now I understand why my sister isn't speaking to me. And so I can look at how I react when I was believing the thought at the time, the reasons when she wasn't speaking. She stopped speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all there on that worksheet. The way I reacted when I was believing my thoughts, that's what I make amends for. What I said, what I did, and it could be she doesn't open it up. But you being that authentic and sending it to her in an email or something, you're doing your part. Whether she looks at it or not is not the point. You're starting over.
It feels much, much kinder this way when I've done the work on it versus having suffered having these thoughts for so many years.
Yeah, and really take a look before you send it at how your were you into winning and losing, and as you're doing your work, you'll notice that defense in you that if you used it with her, it's a pattern to look at, because we do the same thing to the people with the people we love, and you know, for me, losing is winning. It gives me a worksheet, and winning is winning. So there's no downside to losing when we sit in our work and look to ourselves. Honey, thank you so much for showing up. I loved our time together, and again, thank you for that.
Thank you as well. Let us know when you're doing another one.
Okay. I did 2 in a row there, and I'm like you're irresistible. That's my point. God, to the death, and go clunk in the chair, and gosh, what love will do, what love is capable of. Love is a state of mind, and it leaves us not exhausted and worn out, but as strong and capable as we can be, because we're left in wisdom, and it shows us how to live on all levels, body, mind, spirit. It just becomes so clear. Kent.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kent. Oh my
So
goodness.
great to see you.
What a beautiful set behind you.
Thank you.
So
It's all fake.
yeah, well, from
Like
here,
everything.
it's my mind, of course, is going, what isn't?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing not fake is love, and that doesn't have to be understood or recognized. It just is the opposite of suffering, and I'll take it. So, honey, your takeaway from Ammon's work.
So I'm surprised at how hard it hit me. My ex and we had a similar argument for so long, and I've got this job where I don't really know when I'm going to leave. If I'm going to leave work at 5, 6:30, 7, it varies, and I don't always didn't have a way to easily call, or and is that even true? But it resulted in this, and I'm seeing I never did a good job. This is making me emotional, of saying, hey, I don't know when I'm going to be home, or I didn't know how to navigate it. But what this is, I feel like tapping into, is your book, I Need Your Love, Is It True? The beginning of that book makes me so uncomfortable. I mean, I love all of your books, but it makes me so uncomfortable because I feel like it points out so many ways that I'm being codependent, or I'm not able to stand up, or I'm doing these, I'm lying, or I don't know, I don't have the healthy words, but this was I think another example of, I would say, oh, I'm going to be home at this time, and it just wouldn't happen, and I would go home being in trouble.
You knew better,
Yeah.
and and um, and I'll do my best to be home by. And don't worry if I'm not home by then. Just know that work has held me up. And isn't that the best you can do under the conditions you just described?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what I didn't have the words for. And I would commit to a time,
Huh?
and I would know that I'm not going to make that time. So
Huh?
I would be
And
afraid.
she would know it too, but
Yeah.
believe you, trust you.
And then I would defend when I got home, and
Huh?
it was
It's
really
almost like
emotional.
It's almost like a game, the ego, I'm suffering, it's your fault. No, it's not my fault, it's your fault. I'm suffering. And, we're pointing at other people as the cause of our suffering, but it's what we're thinking and believing about other people that is the cause of our suffering. That doesn't mean that that they didn't say what they said or do what they did, but it's the cause of our suffering is what we're thinking and believing about that. Unquestioned.
So,
And Amon's work, listen to it again when we send it to you and get in it, because his worksheet, he was steeped in it, his mind was open, and from here on, it's a practice, and if he slips, it's another worksheet.
and the other thing that I felt like it pointed out is this is, one of those minor, what I thought was a minor thing that I don't know if I would have ever gotten to a worksheet on it, that there's just so many things I can probably do worksheets on that are dormant that I don't think are a big deal, but
Big deal. So,
yeah.
those little deals, they're a big deal because it's a pattern, the pattern of how your ego travels. Your ego travels when it gets what it wants,
Yeah.
and which is to identify as I am you. So, and a state of mind can't be anyone or anything. It's a trance, but honey, I love your takeaway, and just keep it simple. One little thing about being 10 minutes late from the commitment and what that brings on. Yeah, it's a big deal. It can cost us marriages. If we have children, they're witnessing, they're learning, we're teaching them how to argue, how to stand up for their rights, which is, what you think they feel and do with people that don't appreciate you standing up for your rights and don't agree with you. Oh my goodness, the ego's world. So thank you, sweetie. Thank you for popping in. Ammon, thank you for your courage. Thank you for being our teacher today. I'm so grateful. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thanks to your contributions, our plan is to be back here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, same time, same place. Mwah. Thank you all for something beautiful. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. At homewithbk.com, let's do the work.